with John Mazia and John Chevere.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the Weekly Peel. It is our inaugural episode here at the Weekly Peel.
Dude, I don't want to be here.
I know. Yeah, all right. Okay, so as our announcer said, I'm John Mazia, and this is my co-host, John Chevere.
Oh, hey, dude.
Yes. All right, Chevere. Obviously, as you've heard, he does not want to be here.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Listen, but I mean, I've been feeling like I didn't want to be here this entire year of 2020.
No, dude, 2020 is not that bad.
Well,
it could be worse.
Okay, it's bad.
No, dude, it could be worse.
How?
See, the good thing is, if you think about it like this, the good thing is, yeah, everyone's complaining, oh, I can't go to the gym, oh, I can't work out, oh, I'm getting fat, right?
Yes.
But
mainly me.
But think of it like this, you know, you take it upon yourself, you got all this free time, no one's got a job right now, so everyone's got a bunch of free time, right?
Yeah.
And so what you do is you spend that time and you work out and you see?
That's you
See?
You cracked it. Cracked it. Sorry, we're eating coffee cake and I just choked a little. No, but so we're going to kind of think about all the stuff that's happened this year. I mean, 2020, I remember New Year's Eve, everyone was like, oh yeah, the 20s are back, baby. Yeah. And just, why are you eating the coffee cake like that? It's so fancy with the tip of your fingers. But no, everyone was just so excited for the 20s to be back. And everyone was like, yeah, 2019 was terrible, but 2020 is the year, new decade, new me. And then we just got hit by a 2x4.
Yeah, that's a really big 2x4.
Yeah, it started out. We came into this year hot with World War III.
Yeah, I mean, what was that? January?
Yeah, beginning of January. And I mean, I think that more than anything, that was just a bunch of memes.
Yeah. What happened? Wasn't it
we blew some? I think America blew some general up, and then there was talk of another war. Yeah. But so that was started out a little bit scary. Then
and then what was it? Didn't Kobe Bryant die?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. He
sad.
died. What is it? He died in a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that was rough.
So that was pretty upsetting. Then, we're thinking, okay, but at least January's over, and then we hear about
January.
Yeah, that was the end of January.
Both of those things.
Both of them were in January. So January was crazy, and then we had Corona hit, and that was just nobody expected that thing. It was just. I mean, maybe the Chinese saw it coming, but they had it first, but that just hit like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the coronavirus,
Are you okay?
It isn't that bad, okay? Think about it.
Okay. Are you gonna make a case for working out again?
Yeah. I mean, besides that, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
There you go. You heard it here, You heard it here first, folks. It's good.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, when coronavirus hit, everyone had a bunch of free time. They're able to do a lot of the stuff like passions. Think about that, They're able to do things that they otherwise didn't have time for. But it also showed people that I want to do this or I want to do that, and yet now they have all this free time and they're still not doing it.
Okay, so there's still some optimism there.
And so
right?
But it's like a priority thing now, and so people are realizing that.
Yeah, and then we're like, okay, we'll get through it, and then murder hornets made their way over to America.
Right when coronavirus was peaking.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I thought it was after the peak, but you're right. It was right at the peak of that. And then probably the worst thing of all happened in 2020. And that is Ken Jeong started a podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty trash.
It's if you haven't listened to it, you probably can't hear it very well. Listen, Ken, listen. But
get a mic.
Get a mic.
You need
a mic. All right. Listen, over here at the Weekly Peel podcast, we have all of the most expensive on sale mics that we can find.
Yeah, I'm on college budget, so I can't even afford a Wendy's 4-for-4.
No. That's how you know you're broke. If you can't afford a Wendy's 4-for-4, that's it.
Yeah, but I still go anyway.
It's worth the debt, baby.
It is. It is. It's so good.
Yeah, and then now it's June and things seem to be calming down with the virus, and I haven't heard anything about murder hornets. So we've decided that the Weekly Peel, it should make its debut and it's all downhill from here. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Have fun, guys. I don't know what to say about this.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, Chevere had been dying to get on a podcast.
You
with
lie.
Me.
You lie, dude.
You sound so sad right now,
Oh,
Chevere.
yeah.
Are you?
I'm forced to be here.
Yes.
Can I go home?
No. So, I've known Chevere for, I was a part of a podcast that had ended, and because I'd moved, and it was time for that to be over, and I wanted to keep going, so I reached out. I've known Chevere for how many years? When did we meet?
It was like 6th grade or fifth.
I think it was
5th or 6th grade.
5th or 6th grade, yeah. And now I'm graduating college. Are you a senior this upcoming year?
Yeah, I will be a senior. Not by credit though. I'll be a semester behind.
Wow.
Yeah.
So always an underachiever, Chevere.
Community college.
Yes.
I'll tell you what.
What?
Nothing.
The pain.
It's HEC. Whatever.
Okay, so anyway, I decided that, hey, I'm going to reach out to this guy who's been a good friend for a long time. Let's start a podcast. And his response was,
no, I don't want to.
and then obviously, I pitched him some ideas, and just, we wanted this podcast to be something that people can just listen to, and it's fun, and it's just something good that you can just turn on.
Yeah, and my response was still, yeah, no.
And obviously it worked out because we're both here. One of us is choosing to be here while the other.
He paid me $20, so it was like,
yeah, okay, I did not pay you $20.
I know. I wish you did. I could get with somebody 4 for 4s. You don't even know, dude.
Chevy, are you okay? Do you need money? Like, oh my gosh, the silence. Okay, no, but obviously this year there's been a lot of crazy stuff, and I think another crazy thing that happened was probably the biggest documentary of all time came out.
Yeah, what's
the
that?
docuseries, The Tiger King. Chevere, everyone has seen this, and I know something about you.
Oh, I've totally seen it. By the way. I've totally seen it. I have no idea what you're about to say.
He's never seen it.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
He's one of the only people, probably in the world, who has not seen it.
Really, you're gonna shortchange me like that?
Okay, half the world.
Like, that's better.
So, Chevere, you haven't seen it.
No.
Okay. I told him, I said, sit in your basement, watch it, ferment. We'll talk about it. And
yeah, so Maz texted me like 2 days ago, and he's like, "Yo, Chev, you should really watch I don't know what the heck it's called. What is it called?
The Tiger King.
Oh, the Tiger King." He said, like, "John, you gotta watch the Tiger King. It's great. Everyone's seen it." I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, bet. I'll watch it. I don't even know how long it is, but I'll do it." 2 days later, yeah, I didn't watch it.
Well, that worked out for the better because obviously if you're listening to this, you probably have watched The Tiger King or at least have heard enough about it to know what's going on, right? So, Chevere, I'm going to ask you questions about The Tiger King and you are going to explain it. You with your vast knowledge of this show.
Well, I already know more than you, so.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, first of all, Chevere, what is the plot? What is the plot of The Tiger King?
Well, okay. From my understanding, the Tiger King is talking about this dude. This dude had a tiger, and he's like, "Hey, yo, what's up? I got a tiger." Right? And so he's talking with some other people. He's like, "Hey, yo, guys, I got a tiger. I'm going to train it to do this cool thing." And so this dude goes around and starts training this tiger, does some crazy stuff.
Wow.
And I don't know. That's as far as
that's all you got to know.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I've watched like 6 episodes. So.
All right. So thank you for that in-depth, very detailed and precise plot line.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I'm just going to throw you some names. You're going to tell me about them. Joe Exotic.
Main character.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me about him.
His name is Joe. His mom absolutely loved him when he was young. His dad was there, but he went away on deployment, right?
Okay.
Totally went away on deployment. He came back when he was about 16. It was a great reunion. He was doing the basketball, like, that sweet moment.
The basketball.
Like the basketball.
The basketball.
Yeah. When he's like, he's hooping. He's a baller. Joe's a baller.
Joe Exotic.
Joe's a baller. And so he comes in, right? Hey, stop laughing. He comes
Sorry.
in. Dude, come on.
Sorry. This is the somber moment.
Yeah. This was a somber moment. You know, this is around the time when he's 16. He comes in, he's starting. The father comes in back from the deployment, and he just sees it. He says, "Welcome, welcome back." Like you know how the announcers like come in, they're like, "Oh, welcome back." So and so, he was back on deployment.
Oh,
and yeah.
okay.
So like
okay,
obviously,
yeah.
so I had to give you the backstory,
okay.
the context to
Joe
Exotica, right?
Exotic.
Oh,
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic. Yeah. So yeah, that's the backstory, and now he's like a 40-year-old dude with a tiger. Long story short.
Okay. All right. Carol Baskin.
Oh, no one likes Carol. So Carol's the worst, honestly. She's like, you know how like there's like Karens at church. Think of that, but like instead of that, it's like
instead of a Karen, it's a Carol.
Yeah, it's a Carol, but instead of church and complaining to like everybody at church, it's a tiger, and she's complaining to everyone about a tiger.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else about Carol? Is that all you need to know?
Nah, she sucks.
Okay. All right. Okay. So a big part of the plot was that back in, I believe, the 90s, I don't know the exact year, but we're just going to go with the 90s, that she ended up killing her first husband. They don't know. This is some speculation, a theory that goes on throughout the show. Do you think that Carol killed her first husband?
I mean, first of all, I just want to say, I told you no one liked Carol.
Oh,
Not a single person liked Carol.
Carol Baskin.
And to your question, she 100% killed the dude. Husband?
The husband, yeah. Her first husband.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you think the police could find the bodies? Or the
Could
body?
not?
Yeah.
Oh, simple. I mean, deductive reasoning states tiger, dead body. Tiger eats dead body. Simple.
Okay.
No dead body.
Okay. So now, do you think that Joe Exotic put a hit on Carol that got him in jail? Do you think he did that? Obviously, there's a lot of,
no,
did he do it? Did he?
Didn't I just tell you the whole backstory about Joe? Joe is my dude. He would never do that, okay? He would... if I'm being honest, he's the last person I can think of that would absolutely... Like, why would he put a hit on Carol? I mean, I get it. No one likes Carol, okay?
Exactly.
Not a single person likes Carol, but he didn't do it. Yeah, absolutely. No.
Okay.
I know for a fact he did.
Okay, good. Yeah. Now, there was another thing, a big part of the plot where basically the Joe Exotic reality show was basically almost all filmed, and they had everything in this studio, and there was going to be investigated because of some stuff that happened between him and Carol. They were going to look at the footage, and it ended up getting burned down. His whole studio, there's alligators attached to the studio, and they like part of the zoo. But there's a theory that Joe is the one who burned down and it was years and years and years of just reality TV that was was ready to go. It was going to be picked up by a network, and everything was just gone. Do you think Joe burned down his own studio, and then because of that, he killed some of their alligators?
He killed alligators? Yo, why would he do that?
Oh, so you think he did it?
Well, I mean, wait. So let me get this straight.
It's a theory. Yeah.
So his studio
had alligator because it's like everything's on a zoo.
It's in a zoo.
Obviously,
the
you watched the
is.
show.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. I forgot about that part. It just slipped my mind. I'm old.
How old are you?
Dude, I'm like 20. I'm already like degrading.
Okay.
Well, yeah. No, but do I think that Joe would burn down his studio in the so let me get this straight. You're saying that he potentially, or do I think that he burned down his studio to then kill Carol?
No. No. He had like an internet show, and he had said some stuff about Carol, about how he hated her and all this stuff. And
See, I told you no one liked Carol.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I forgot basically they're like suing each other, and they were going to review all the tapes, and it was like, or at least some of the tapes, but there was also like a reality show that he had a producer help film that literally like would follow him around like 24/7 for like a very long time, and because they wanted to get it picked up by a network to actually become a reality show. And And then like when that happened, something like they were like Joe was finally okay. They can review the tapes, but then all of a sudden somebody burned down their studio, and they were like completely like he was so upset. He made videos. Whoever did this, like they were asking like $10,000. Like they were gonna give $10,000 to like whoever could find out if they like any information about who burned down the studio. So, but people think that Joe did it. So then that way he didn't have to he didn't get in more trouble at court.
Nah, dude. Listen, Joe's a great guy. I've said this 3 times already. How many times do I have to say this again? He's a great guy. I don't think he killed anyone. I don't think he burned down anything. Joe simply is just a man trying to do his own thing.
Okay.
He's just living his best life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then, do you have something else?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. And then this is the last thing, is I want you to obviously this is a very iconic statement that happens all throughout the Tiger King show, and I want you to finish the statement. Hey, all you cool cats and
dogs. It's definitely dogs, right?
No, it's kittens.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. Now, Chevere, are you gonna watch the Tiger King?
Nah.
Okay. All right.
Was I close? I have a feeling I was close with Joe.
No, Joe is not anything like that at all.
Is he cooler?
No. Well, I'll educate you later. But Carol, nobody does like Carol, and she probably did kill her husband. But all right, so the next thing we want to do on this first episode is introduce a segment that we're calling Fact or Fiction, and basically what that is, if this gets more than one episode, we're gonna have people. You can send in some to our producer. Our producer couldn't be here. My wife, Amaris. Usually in future episodes, we're going to want people to send them in to her, to the podcast. She'll look at them, and you will tell us some stories from your life, and then we will then decide whether, and you will also include in there whether it's a true story or a fake story that you made up. We won't know. The only thing that we'll be given, she will give us the story. And then we will have to determine whether it's fact or fiction. But for today, for the first episode, we're going to tell each other, or we're going to each tell a story, and then decide, each of us have to decide if the other person is telling the truth, or whether it's fact or whether it's fiction. Does that make sense? Did I explain that correctly, Chevere?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chevere is going to go first. He's going to go ahead and tell us his story. Then I'm going to determine whether I think it's true or not. I feel like I know him pretty well, so maybe we'll see how this goes.
All right. So, it's
Fake.
is 12th grade.
Fake. Oh, 12th grade. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It's 12th grade, right? right? You got it. It's 12th grade. So at this time, I actually had half days, right?
Okay.
And so I did not go to I went to school every day, but I got out at 10:36.
10:36. Very specific.
Yeah, it was just when the second period finished.
Okay.
And so it was right before lunch. And so my friend Tim and I, we both did the same thing. We did not have those 4 other classes, so we chose half days. Now, myself being a bum was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this half day thing, but I ain't gonna get a job, because the reason why you get the half day is because you have a job to work part time, or it's because of college community classes and stuff. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write myself down. Yeah, I didn't get a job. So anyway, I'm walking home like we do every single day because we can't take the bus, and we couldn't drive because again we were bums.
Wait, I wasn't say you're in 12. I thought you were gonna say you weren't old enough.
Yeah, no, I was old enough. I was just a bum. I didn't get my license yet at that time, and so we would walk home every day, or we would scooter down 543.
Oh my gosh. Which is a road for those who don't know what 543 is.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, and so we're walking down. We're walking down my school, C. Mill and Wright, and we're going down 543, right? And so when we're going down on the left side, we're walking, and there's no sidewalk, so we're like on this grass, like on the shoulder, mixture both or whatever, and this cop car starts driving towards us, and we're like, oh, it's whatever. And so then all of a sudden this cop car just pulls off to the side right in front of us. And so then the cop gets out of the car, goes right in front of us, stops us, my friend Tim and I. and he says, "Excuse me, boys. What are you two doing out of school?" And we were like, "Oh, officer, we have half days. Like, we get out of school at this time." And so the officer is like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, he just walks back into his car. He's like, "My bad, I apologize." And he has like, he had like a really thick accent.
Okay.
And so as he's walking back to his cop car, he then about midway he turns back around, and then he comes towards us and then asks us another question. He's like, "Excuse me, gentlemen, did you see a man that was shirtless going down 543 with a wheelbarrow?" And I was like, and so I don't know. Tim and I just looked at each other and we're like, "Officer, I can't say that I have." And so he's like, "Okay, thank you." And so then he just walks back into his cop car, and then he just drives off. And then we just continued our day, and we went to Fortunato's,
which is a pizza shop.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're telling me that there was part of your story is that there was a man shirtless with a wheelbarrow, and the police were looking for him.
Yeah, after he stopped us.
Okay, after he stopped us, or after he stopped you.
Yeah.
Not us. No, I wasn't there. What time did you say you got out of class?
I mean, I think it's 10:36, but we don't leave. We
Okay.
didn't leave immediately after. Like, we gotta get our stuff.
And did this police officer, was he looking, like when he was talking to you, was he also looking around, like trying to see if he saw this guy with the wheelbarrow, or was this completely out of nowhere?
Completely out of nowhere.
Was the guy with the wheelbarrow Joe Exotic?
Can't say it was.
Or as you put it, Joe Exotica.
Yeah. No, that was him though.
Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna. Listen. I think it sounds like a pretty reasonable story. It's definitely weird. We both grew up in Harford County, Maryland, and I can't say I'd be too surprised if I heard about a guy with a wheelbarrow, shirtless, running from the cops.
Down 543.
Down 543.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that this story is true.
Yeah, that is true. We did get stopped by the cop.
Okay.
And that did happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now my story. I obviously when this whole Corona stuff hit, there was two things you couldn't find, and that was toilet paper and any sort of like cleaning supplies like Lysol. Mm-hmm. So right around this whole time happened, my wife had given birth to our son, as you know, John, but I'm letting our listeners know as well. And it happened as we were in Massachusetts at the time. We were still up there, and right in a state of emergency, and then we bring him home in the middle of all this stuff. Literally, we went in, everything was like fine, and then we came back, and everything was like shut down, and everyone was going crazy. And so then during all this, we end up actually, because we had plans to move to Virginia for jobs, which that's where we are now, and when we moved, right, so we had to go. I had to drive. I drove them down. I drove back up to Massachusetts, and then I drove back down to Virginia. And then, so everything was everywhere. We unpacked, and we were super tired, and we had the Wi-Fi people coming in the next day after we had moved in to our house. And there was just stuff in our front, and when you open our door in our house, there's like there's a room, and there was just stuff everywhere. And so the Wi-Fi people would come the next day, and there's still stuff everywhere. And we had some Lysol sitting by the door, right? And now these Wi-Fi people, like, obviously, like, this is the guy that's going to work on our Wi-Fi anytime that we need, like, anything to happen. And, this is like kind of like the guy who, if anything else would happen, they'd send him back out.
You're good.
And him and his brother, it looked like his son, they were there, and they were, very polite, and they were inside, outside, constantly trying to help us where to put the router and everything. And they're doing this. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm like cleaning up, and they're still there. And I'm like, where's that Lysol spray? It was right by the door. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like looking around, and then they're coming in and out, still talking with us, everything. And then finally, like, I make the joke to my wife, to Amaris, and I'm like, I think they stole our Lysol, right? And just joking around. And then we unpack everything. They leave. We unpack everything. We put everything away. A couple days go by. A couple more days go by. We can't find the Lysol. And they stole our Lysol from our house in the middle of Corona. I guess because they couldn't find any. And now, potentially, if we ever have a Wi-Fi problem, this guy's going to come back in my house. And I know he stole my Lysol. And that's my story.
So you said this was like during the time, like
Yes.
towards the beginning of coronavirus?
When everything started shutting down. Well, it was a couple weeks after.
When everything was shutting down?
It was. I guess we ended up moving probably through 3 weeks or so after almost a month after he was born. So that was like a whole like the moving down. So it was a month into it.
Okay. So and then he came to the house here
In Virginia, yes.
in Virginia.
Yes.
Okay. And you said he had a son?
He had a son with him.
Okay. And what was the Lysol?
What do you mean? What was the
Like
spray?
like you know how they have like not flavors, but like not flavors.
When
but
I
like,
tried it,
smells.
I think that it was.
What color?
It was purple.
Purple.
Yes.
What type of crap you trying to pull here, dude? Purple Lysol.
If I tried it, I would have to say it was probably like a lavender.
A lavender.
So
a lavender Lysol.
Lavender flavored Lysol.
You know, I just have a feeling, Maz, that you're just lying to my face right now.
Well, Chevere, I would like to inform you that it was true.
Oh.
This guy literally stole Lysol from our house. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like why? It's not like that big of a. I don't know. Maybe he needed it.
For what?
Corona.
I guess.
The Rona.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what we have found out here is that I'm better at this game than you.
Yeah. I also still don't want to be here.
You're still being held hostage.
Yep. I haven't got my $20 yet.
Well, you got some coffee cake.
Yeah, that's not $20.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it isn't $20. I'm glad you figured that out. So, yeah, this was our first episode, Chevere, of the Weekly Pill. That's all we have on our schedule, on our show notes. Do you have anything to end on?
Can I go home?
Sure, you can go home. All right, everyone. Be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or follow us on Instagram at the Weekly Peel Pod, on Twitter at Weekly Peel Pod, and we will see you hopefully next week.
Never.
I'm never again.
Never doing this again. This was trash.
We will see you next week on the Weekly Peel.